okay, how to legally steal 500 or more dollars, right? I mean, for some people, it's going to vary from person to person. It might be 200, 300, 400, but you can easily get to 500. And if you're willing to go a little more risky of a route, you can get up to like 1,000. I won't say more than that because then it gets a little gray and hazy. But yes, this is legal, 100%. You cannot go to jail for this. You cannot get arrested for this. You won't get sued for this either. There is the more you want to do, the more risky it'll get. But that risk again is no risk of like jail time or anything like that. A lot of people think that doing stuff like this is for the people with like a hustler mindset, a finesse mindset, a get rich mindset, like that kind of mindset. If you're the person that's like, oh, I don't want to do anything that seems a little shady or a little sus. Like if you're some J. Cole ass nigga that says it doesn't sit well with my spirit, this is not for you. Getting rich is probably not for you either. But in this world, you got to be a shark if you really want to make that type of money. So that's why I'm telling you this method. I think this is a good one. I think this is a great method. And if you watch the whole video, I will tell you what to do with this money. Why this is like again, $500 is not a ton of money. And if you just get an extra $500 and blow it, you're back in the same position. But you can take that $500 and use it as a foundation. So we'll get to that later on in the video. But anyway, this is real. This is true. Just want to make sure everybody knows this is free. This method doesn't cost you any money to start. You're not gonna have to pay anything. And if I have a method that costs some money, you get the money back on the back end. This isn't even that. You don't have to pay shit. This doesn't cost you anything. Now there is a catch to this. There's 100% a catch. There's a catch to everything in life. So there is a catch to this method, but it is 100% free money. And the reason I say steal, I mean that in quotes. How to steal like $500 because you're taking money. Like it feels like stealing in all intents and purposes. It's very similar. It's basically stealing, but it's not illegal. There's no crime committed. You can't get arrested or investigated at all. So, what am I talking about? How is this possible? And when I start talking about this, we're going to get to the catch. When you have a little bit of money, if you have no money, you're absolutely broke. Nobody wants to give you any money. That's just part of life. And I did a video on the 0 to 100 method. If you have no money, no job, no source of income, you're just a complete fucking bum, and you want a method to work and make, not work a job, but like you want a method to do something to make $100 easily. I have a video on that. Go watch it. But this method doesn't take any effort. Obviously, it doesn't take any money. It's just free money. So anyway, like I was saying, when you have a little bit of money and you seem like you're in a little bit of a position, there are people lined up to give you money. And no, this method is not credit. Um, there are ways that people will just be lined up to give you money. But in order to be in that position, you have to have something. So let's get to the catch, because there is a catch, and a lot of people are gonna groan and be like, "Oh, of course." But the catch to this method, 100%, is you have to have a job. You have to have a job to start. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to give up any money at all. But your job is your collateral. Now, here's the thing about that though. Your job is your collateral, but they can't fucking take your job. They can't be like, you didn't pay me, give me you're fired. Like you're not borrowing money from your job. That's not what this is. No. But the job is kind of the gateway to it and the collateral, if that makes sense. So basically, when you have a job and you have direct deposit, there are some instances where you don't really need direct deposit, but get direct deposit, it'll make everything way easier. The other thing you're gonna need is, like I said, when you have a job and you have direct deposit, you know, you can move and shake and do some things. The other thing that I would say you need to have is a bank account and an alternate bank account. Or, so you can be in one of two places. You can either have a bank account that you're willing to burn, you're willing to get, and you don't have to burn the bank account, but it's just simpler to say it this way. Have a bank account that you're just willing to burn, you're going to start a new bank account, whatever. Or you have an alternate bank account, you're going to just move your direct deposit over to that bank account and then switch it back later on. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to have your job's payroll, your money coming into a bank account. And the bank account that's having the money come in is the bank account that you're theoretically going to burn. You don't have to, but you are. Let's say that. And if you have your main bank account, you like it, you don't want it to be on that, I would say switch your direct deposit from your job to a new bank account. Let a couple of billing cycles happen. Cool. What you're going to do is you're going to do what we call a cash advance or a payday loan. Not just anyone. There are multiple apps that advertise like, hey, we do cash advances, we do payday loans. If I was to literally just Go on a computer. Well, I'm on a computer right now, right? If I was to literally just look up payday loans, look up cash advance, right? This is a very common thing. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some type of advertisements or commercials for any apps like that, right? So let's just really briefly look up cash advance apps, right? Albert will spot you 20 to 250 no credit check, right? Earning get paid up to 750 per pay period, right? There's a ton of these. I'm gonna give you a couple, but do some research. There's a ton of them. What these mean are what cash advances and payday loans is. They look at your bank account. You link your bank account on these apps. Do like Plaid or something, right? So let's say you have Chase Bank. You log in on the Chase mobile app. You'll go to Plaid, log in through your bank through that app, and then it'll show it to the other app. So they will be able to verify. Oh, you have a job. You get paid every 2 weeks. You get paid about this much money. You can, as soon as you get your paycheck, your money, you can take it out, do whatever the fuck you want with it. But they just need to know that you have the money. So they will see that you're making this amount of money. They see you're making $1,000 every 2 weeks or $2,000, whatever it is, and then based on how much you make, they will say, okay, you make that much, so we will advance you $100, $200, $300 every pay period. Every app is different. I'm going to give you some examples, but every app is different. What they'll say is, hey, we'll be able to give you $100. We'll be able to give you 200. Usually it's something like 250. Some are more, some are 300. I think Earning just said like 750 or something, but I've never actually seen or gotten that. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna use these cash advance apps, and you don't have to use one at a time. You can use more than one at a time, right? I used to do this when I was broke, and I didn't. When I was broke and I had bad credit, and I didn't know anything about credit, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. What I would do is I would advance money all the time, so it was like I effectively always had money. I was always getting my checks a few days early or a week early, or whatever it is. And there's a time frame for how early you can get the check, right? You can't get a check a month early, but you might be able to get it 5 days early or a week early or something like that, right? So I was doing that. I would go to one app. Can I cash advance? No. Go to another app. Can I cash advance? Yes. And I had a job, and I was just pulling out money, pulling out money, pulling out money. But at a certain point, I was just spending money, pulling out money, spending money, and then I would take the money from my check and then pay my bills or whatever. And it got to a point where I couldn't pay them back, and I was like, shit. So it would take me weeks to pay them back and stuff like that. And then one day I thought, what if I just didn't? What if I just didn't pay him back? Like, what would happen? And I found out. So to show you guys that I'm not bullshitting, I want to show you guys some tangible proof. Because this is a method that nobody's ever going to tell you about. Nobody's going to tell you how to just run off with some free money. And I want to show y'all there's just a little bit of tangible proof, because I'm a man of my word, and I want y'all to know that my methods are real and legit. So one of these apps is Dave. Dave will cash advance for you. I'm going to just show y'all. If y'all look at the screen really, really closely, sorry if it isn't the most squared up thing in the world, but if you look at that closely, it says that I've passed due negative $53. It says October 2023. It's January 2025 now. So I've owed them $53 since 2023. That's Dave. Then we go to another app. This is Moneyline. And if you look at this one, I'll put it in the screen. Hopefully you guys can read it. Hopefully it's clear enough. But what it says is 117.98 unpaid since September 2023. So roughly I ran off at $160. Now, I wasn't doing that on purpose. That wasn't the intent. That wasn't what I meant to do. But I did it. I'm telling you because you can do this with the intent in doing it. Moneyline, that app, was able to advance me $300 off of my paycheck early. I think I can only take it out in $100 increments, and every $100 they would charge you like $7. That's how they make money. It's a scam, right? They charge you an extra $7 on every $100 you pull out, and they'll let you pull out 100 at a time. Dave only gave me like 100, so I was able to do 400. I also had Earnin, which is another app, EARNIN, right? Earnin, and you could cash advance from that app. You could take out like $100 early on your paycheck. There's a ton of apps like this. Now, why did I have you make an extra bank account? What you're gonna do is you're gonna put your direct deposit on this new account or this old account that you're gonna run off on. And then you're going to start using these apps, and then you're going to switch your direct deposit to a new account. And then once you get your last check on this account, your next direct deposit will come in on your new account, but you have this history of payments every 2 weeks coming in on this account. So they're gonna let you cash advance on this account again, thinking that you're gonna get a check on this account. They know the day you get paid. Cool. So you cash advance. You take out 300 from Moneyline. You take out 100 from Dave. You take out 100 from Earning. That's 500 right there. And then when your payday comes, they try to take the money out, but the money never went to that account. And then they can't take it because there's no money for them to take. And then they're like, hey, you owe us this money. You could even change payment methods, switch the card on file, because they'll let you do that because you didn't pay them. So you can switch the card on file and then start using that account again. Or you can just let that account burn, which is what I did. I didn't need to do that, but I let them do that. And then you just got the $500 for free. And as I just showed you, I've owed these motherfuckers money since 2023. Nothing has happened. Nothing negative. They haven't sued me. They haven't done anything. Now, that is an easy way to run off for like $500. Now, if you want to run off with more than that, there's another method that's a little more risky. It's the same idea, basically the same thing, but it's a little more risky. In this situation, you go to somewhere like Money Tree. You go to a paid cash advance place like Money Tree. I think there's one called like Speedy Cash. There's a few of these. There's gonna be cash advance payday loan places in your city. You probably see commercials for them, or when you drive around, you see them. You go to places like that. At least in my state, in California, they will advance you $250 and tell you to pay them back $300. It's a scam. So they'll give you $250 like a week early. You can do less than that, but let's say you hit two of them the same day, 250, and they both expect you to pay them back $300 in 2 weeks. You give them your account info, or you don't, because I don't even think you have to give them your account info. You just show them a pay stub, and then you show them a pay stub, and they say, bet he's gonna pay us, and then you just don't fucking pay him. Now with Money Tree and these companies that are payday loan companies, they might go to your credit report. Money Tree specifically, I don't know if they do, but I know some of these other ones like Speedy Cash, like they can report to your credit report and say you didn't pay us, and then you get a collection of your report. But here's the thing, if you've been watching my content, paying attention to what I say, or if you just learn finance, you know how to wipe that shit off your credit report very easily. That's an easy thing to get off your credit, and you can do it within a month. So if you really need to do it that way, you can run off with 250 more or 500 more that way. But yeah, that's an easy way. Some people might say this is unethical or it's rude. It's an easy way to run off with $500 or more. It could be like 300, 200, 400, 500. Could be 700, could be 1,000, just to run off with some quick money. Now, why would you do this? $500 is not that much money, right? It's not significant. It's not life changing. It's not gonna put you in one position from another position, but it could. And this is where I'm gonna get to what I always talk about. This is where I'm gonna get to credit. And with $500, you can set yourself up to have a perfect credit profile. Like $500 is all you need. You can do it with less, but with $500 guaranteed, if you have bad credit or no credit right now, you can put $200 on the secure card, boom, and you have $200, and you can still spend that money. It doesn't even disappear. You take that other $300, and then you get some credit builder apps. You get what is it? Kovo, Kickoff, Tomo, Self, Credit Strong. There's a tons of them. You also report rent. Reporting rent cost you like a few bucks a month, but if you want to backdate 2 years, it'll cost you like $50 per company. Do it with like 3 or 4 companies. You do it with four, $50. That's like $200 each. So then you're that is like $500 in total right there, because $200 on the secure card, $200 on rent reporting, and then on all these little apps like $10. It's really like $450, $460. But this is gonna set you up to have a perfect credit profile. So because of this, in 3 months, you're going to be able to get a much better credit card than a $200 secure card. In 6 months, you're going to be able to get high limit credit cards, $5,000, $10,000 credit cards. So like that $500 investment of money you fucking stole, you legally stole, that $500 investment that didn't even come out of your pocket in 6 months turned into what, 5 bands, 10 bands, 20 bands? Kind of sounds like a good fucking investment to me. That's what I would do if I like was just super down bad, had a job, but I was living super paycheck to paycheck. Every time I got paid, all my money went straight to bills. If I was just struggling like this that bad, this is what I would do. This is what I wish I did a few years ago when I was broke, going paycheck to paycheck, struggling. And like I was just using these apps to get by. I wasn't even trying to run off on them. But if I knew I could run off on them and I knew credit, and I knew that credit could just get me right in a few months, I would have just did that. So that's why I'm giving you all these games, free sauce, all I do is give y'all free game, free sauce. So remember, just stay focused, like and subscribe. Enjoy the scenery. It looks luxury, looks lavish, looks like what your future, what my future should be, what my future is gonna be, what my damn near my present is gonna be, but what your future should be too. But anyway, yeah, like and subscribe. Y'all stay safe. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all have fun.